In this video, we'll be unboxing and reviewing the brand new Godox V1 Round-Head Flash. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to us for more photo and video equipment reviews just like this. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hypop and use the hashtag Hypop features, or visit our website hypop.com.au. Let's get into it. So we've got the Godox V1 flashes here with me today. They're currently available in the 3 different brands at the moment. We've got Canon, Sony and Nikon, soon to be released with Fuji and Olympus Panasonic. So let's give this a quick unboxing. Let's open this up. So the first things we see are the Godox warranty card and the V1 instruction manual. We've got a USB charger. We've got the larger Godox V1 battery here. It's the VB26. And a USB charger as well for that battery. That's the VC26. And a USB-A to USB-C cable. Now I've got the flash itself in a pouch. So the pouch there has Godox on the top. It's also got a little belt loop here at the back, which is attached via Velcro as well. And inside we've got some orange lining, which is a nice touch. And the flash itself, got the hot shoe protector there for the Sony. So that's only available in the Sony because it has that different hot shoe there compared to the metal hot shoes for Canon, Nikon, etc. And inside here we've also got the hot shoe stand there. So on first look at the flash, it's a really cool looking flash. Obviously it's got the round head, so different to your standard Fresnel heads, the rectangular shaped heads that you have for the TT685 and also the V860 II. And immediately you can see there is a bit of a hole here through the flash, and that's for your battery compartment. So the battery compartment is pretty much end to end now on either side there. So that's great because that means the battery itself is obviously larger to allow for more battery life obviously and output that this flash provides compared to TT685s and the V860s. So let's quickly insert that one in. So the battery, you just need to take note of those metal connection points there. Slides through on the right side of the flash. And that just clicks into place. And to release that, it's just holding that button there and just pushing in the opposite direction. So that's good. And you've got your chargers here too. So it's good to see that they're now incorporating USB chargers to charging the batteries. They released similar chargers for the V860s. So that's good because that means you can use a variety of different, powering options, whether you have a portable charger, plugging it direct into a power outlet, or even into a PC or laptop. So the V1S here in my hand right now, taking a quick look at the physical differences besides the battery, which was already mentioned. So the battery is actually 2 cells of Panasonic 18650 batteries, which are popular cells used in the portable equipment market, so used in gimbals and things like that. And it's a proprietary battery that they've created, so that's a really good addition to provide a little bit more battery life for the flash, as well as support the increased output that the flash has. Some other physical changes that are different to some of the other Speedlites in Godox's range include the new locking mechanism now. So the locking mechanism is the slide to lock with the little release button there. So that's great because previously it was just a spinning wheel, and that's a lot more sturdy and stable once that's locked into your hot shoe there, whether you're going to your camera hot shoe or you're using a flash bracket or something like that. Now obviously they've got the round head here, so this round head here is obviously different in shape. It supports the AKR1 accessory, so if you're using any of those lighting modifiers and diffusers, it's magnetic, so that snaps straight on there. And around the head also provides a nice softer, even light compared to the rectangular head that the previous models have. So that's obviously one of the major features that everyone was been waiting for. They've been waiting for something similar to the Profoto A1, for example, and Godox has done their best once again to release a affordable flash to hit that market there. So now running through some of the additional features really quickly include a modeling lamp. So this is the Sony version of the flash. The Sony version of the V860s and TT685s did have an issue with the AF assist beam, but now you've got the inclusion of a modeling lamp. So the modeling lamp here, once I switch that on, you can see that has turned on. It's actually got a color temperature of 3300 Kelvin with a plus or minus 200K there. But obviously once the flash goes off, it won't obviously be changing color skewing any of your shots there. It actually does remain on when it flashes. So when the flash goes off, the modeling lamp doesn't turn off. But as mentioned, it doesn't affect any color skewing with the photos. So that's a great inclusion for low light situations. So obviously if you're shooting in events or weddings, that's going to help get that AF assist that you need, or even just using it as a continuous light, for example. So that's another great feature that they've added. Besides that, they've also included many different menu options here. So the scroll lock button here at the back, the scroll wheel is actually a D-pad as well as a scroll wheel. So it allows them to compress a few of the other buttons into this menu system now. So it's a lot more user friendly. A lot of software updates have happened. So you've got your test button here. And you've also got a lock button. So the lock button is also your menu button. So when you single press, it goes into your menu, and when you hold it down, that locks the menu options up. Apart from that, you've got a lot of other really good features with the V1. So you've got a really fast recycle time at full output of 1.5 seconds. The output of the flash is rated at 76 watt seconds, so it's stronger than your traditional Speedlite. And with the compatibility with all the other Godox accessories there, including the AKR one, it's really similar to that attachment that the 8200 has, which is the H200R Round-Head. But now you've got that built in here, and the advantage of having the hot shoe there, so that allows you to camera mount it, unlike the 8200. So you can see that this definitely has a slot in your camera bag for your lighting gear for different situations. So just depending on what you need it for. The 8200 is really great as an off-camera flash, but the V1 would be great as a multi-purpose on-camera, off-camera flash when needed. So let's take a closer look and dive into the menu, because there are some options that have changed here, and also the button placements. So let's just quickly turn this flash on here. Now firstly, what we can go through is all the different button placements. So you've got your test button here. So when it's green, it's obviously ready to shoot. What you'll notice is when you have it on a higher setting, so if we have it on full output, for example, it goes red and it will flash back green once it's ready to flash off once again and recycled. So nextly is the menu button. So the menu button here, cycling through the different menu options, you can switch your units there. So if you want to go for meters or feet, you've got your AF assist as well, so you can switch that on and off. You've got your standby mode, so allowing your flash to go on standby if it's not in use. You've got your slave standby. You can set that in time intervals between 30 and 60 minutes. You've also got scan. So scan is actually a new setting that wasn't included in any previous Godox speedlights or flashes. So scan allows you to hit start. It takes roughly about 10 seconds or so to go through. You see the percentage indicator there. It will scan the local area for the best channel for your flash to be on, so there's less interference, especially if you're using radio triggers. So you can see there it's completed. It gives you a little thumbs up and it gives you all the channels that it suggests for you to go onto. So now you can jump into channel there and then use those channels that it indicated. So you can cycle through your different channels there. Next is ID. So you can set wireless ID for your Godox devices. So if you want your groups of flashes to be on the same wireless ID, you can do that. You've got your audible beep on the flash. So that's when it flashes off there and you have the beep. So if you turn that off, there's no beep. anymore. So jumping back in light. So light here is just your LCD display light. So you can have that off completely, or you can have it on always, or a 12-second timeout as well. And lastly is your LCD contrast. So depending on the contrast setting that you prefer, you can go +3 or all the way down to -3 if needed as well, but default setting would be at 0. So that was the menu quickly. Now you've got a few other buttons here. So you've got TCM. So TCM is great because that was built into the X Pro triggers. That allows you to shoot when you're in TTL, and when the flash fires off, you can hit TCM and that'll tell you your flash settings. So that's great, it's inbuilt into the flash now. You've got sync, and that's your high speed sync indicator. So you can see there all the way up to 1/8,000th of a second. So if you're wanting high speed sync, you just need to enable that there. And the other buttons are blank, so that depends on what mode you're on. So you can see they're blank currently, so they don't do anything if they're not highlighted with any options there. So what you'll notice is a little reset button here too. So to reset your flash, you actually need to hold down these two buttons together, and then that resets it. It tells you right at the bottom there, reset. So that resets your settings to factory default. So you can do that quite easily just by holding those two. If you've bumped some settings and your flash is playing up, or you're not sure what's happening with it, give it a quick factory reset and you can do that. So now your buttons, moving on, here is your toggle between the different operating modes. So you've got radio master, you've got radio slave, and you've also got just single flash operation mode there. So jumping into radio master, you can use the V1 as a master to control other Godox X compatible flashes, whether that's the TT685, 350s, V860s, 8600, etc. Now what you'll notice is, since we've toggled into wireless master, you can actually these options have now presented themselves here for the last two buttons. So you can see you can easily select groups similar to how you would on an X Pro trigger. So you've got group A, B, C, and M there as well. So for example, if you've got something on another flash on group B or C, you just jump in, press that button that highlights group C, and now you can change group C's mode. So you can cycle there, you can change the flash exposure compensation on TTL mode, or you can change your output levels there on manual mode. It's really user-friendly now. So the software of the actual V1 flash is a lot more user-friendly compared to previous models, as well as all the button placements. It allows you to quickly and easily operate the flash. Now, they've hidden some other features in the little scroll wheel here. So the scroll wheel acts as a scroll wheel, but also as a D-pad. So each of your up, down, your left, right options are actual options for your flash. So for example, on the left here, you've got plus minus, which allows you to control your TTL compensation there. And also your zoom button there, so you can control your zoom from 28mm all the way up to 105. And you've got your modeling lamp. So your modeling lamp, when you press that, typically it's off. You can press back button to get back out into your main menu, but if you jump into that, you actually need to press down on the center button to turn that on. And you can see the modeling lamp's turned on now. That's on setting 1 all the way up to 10 as the power output. So easily change that. Now to turn it off, you need to press down on the center button again. That turns it off. And then press back to go back into your menu. Now lastly is just your mode button. So your mode allows you to cycle through the different modes depending on which mode you prefer. So that was just a quick run through on the menu. Now lastly, you've got your flash head here, which has that complete swivel once again. So you've got your 180 swivel, but you've also got the capability to rotate your flash head backwards, which is great, especially if you're bouncing light off the ceiling, for example. If you're an indoor event or something like that, it's great to be able to reverse tilt that actual head slightly, rather than having to swivel your head around, which you had to do in other flashes. And obviously that locking nut there, especially on your Sony cameras and Canon, it's a lot more user-friendly and high quality compared to that previous twist locking nut that you had. So that was just a quick run through of the Godox V1 Round-Head Flash. For more videos just like this, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hypop. Visit our website, hypop.com.au, subscribe to our channel down below and give us a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching.